Okay, let's be honest. It gets dark by 4:30 now, and our clients are probably getting focused on holidays coming up. So my motivation is hiding under the blanket along with my Netflix remote, right? About this time of the day. So it can be really tough to stay fired up and to stay focused in real estate this time of year. Now, we're up in Minnesota, so we do recognize daylight savings time. So that's why it now gets dark around 4 or 4:30. So, I mean, literally when it feels like it's 8 or 9 at night, the bra's coming off, the jammies are going on, right? I just want to kind of be done with work when it's dark. I'm not going to lie. So
Yeah.
today we're going to talk about how we can stay focused or some of the things that we can do to really stay focused this time of the year, so that our business stays on track, even when everybody else in the world and the season wants to slow down.
It is.
So,
It is a tough time of the year. Seriously, when that sun starts going down before 5 o'clock at night, it really gets crazy. But before we get into that, let's welcome everybody to our Married to Real Estate podcast. I'm Bruce Domaille, my beautiful wife, Kelly Domaille. We enjoy doing these podcasts. We love you guys to comment. We love reading all of those. We want you to subscribe, show us a little bit of love. And as we get into this, if you have questions, feel free to just put them down in the comment section. We answer every question that we get. So let's get going with our daylight savings time issues and how we get over them.
yeah. So we talk about real estate business in general, or really all businesses have seasons, right? There's cyclical times when you just generally have slowdowns. And real estate is pretty fortunate, I guess, enough to, follow the typical calendar slowdowns. And what I mean by that is, right around the end of the year where the holidays, when life just slows down in general, that's really what, real estate follows. So it's not a failure if you're seeing a slowdown in your production. That's just the rhythm of real estate. So obviously, we don't want that slowdown to really be an absolute waste of time for you. There's lots of things we can be doing during that time.
The lack of daylight, affects our mood and the productivity and the energy. And like Kelly said, it's not in your head. It's a real thing. And getting over that or getting used to it and trying not to let it bring you down is hard.
Absolutely. You'll probably laugh because you know what I'm going to say. Every year at this time, when things get quiet and people, they're not focusing on buying homes, they're focusing on the holidays and being with family. I go into panic mode, don't I? I'm like, it's really slowing down. And you're like, Kelly, this happens every year. Just slow your roll. We're going to be fine.
The replay button every year.
Yeah. So I guess instead of fighting the slowdown, let's talk about how you can use this slower time to your advantage. So I would say if you're starting to feel a little down first, go back to revisit your big why. Get back in touch with why you got into real estate in the first place. What's really driving you? Is it, you do this every year so you can take care of your family. You do this every year so that you can make enough to put into retirement and you want to retire by 55 or 60, whatever your big why is. Get back in touch with that because that'll rejuvenate you as to why you're doing this and maybe help motivate you when it's slowing down. So when you're thinking about your big why, also think about who you're trying to help. Bruce, you had a great story. You just closed on a deal with a couple that was slightly older than us, probably in their late 60s into their 70s, maybe. So why don't you share
Yep.
that?
Yeah, they moved into a senior living community and they thought that was where they were going to end up and they just didn't like it. So they called us, we hooked up, we found them a house. They love it. It's in a small little HOA. I got an email from them the other day and they had their HOA meeting right next door in somebody's garage. They met all of the neighbors. There's probably 35 neighbors in this community. Neighbors have brought them cookies as welcoming gifts. The neighbors go to a different restaurant every Friday morning for breakfast. And so they've joined that. They love it. And I will tell you, just from my standpoint, not knowing these people for a long period of time, I have seen a change in them going from being worn out and a little, I don't know, just a little depressed to, man, it looks like they're 10 or 15 years younger. That's why we do it. To see that, to help people get their lives back or achieve something that they probably didn't think that they could achieve.
Right. Exactly. I mean, I remember that. I remember them saying this is just not what we expected and this is not who we are when we were in this senior living. And so just to see them get back to being in a happy place, that's awesome. And that's why we do what we do. So little things like that help you stay motivated and go, yes, this is why we are in real estate. And that's a pump up story for sure. So one
Yeah.
of the other things that you and I do is we try to shift our routine a little bit too. I mean, what you did in the summer is completely different than maybe what or when you do it when the season changes here and we get into winter time. Obviously, you and I are big golfers. In the summer, we could be out golfing till 8, 9 o'clock because it's light out. So you can work till 6, 7 o'clock and then get out and go golf 9 holes. So very different now when it's getting dark at 4, 4:30. And obviously golf season is no more in Minnesota. We just have to change the way we do things. And when we talked about when we started this, that we have zero energy come 4:30 when it's dark, we feel like we should be in our jammies and enjoying the night. I would say we end up shifting things that we need to get done in the day earlier, right? Big
Yeah.
thing for us.
Yep.
We love to eat. We love to have a few cocktails, and that adds up in pounds. So we started to get back to working out. But to do that, either you go early when you have that energy and it's light out and you are motivated to do some of those tough things, whatever, lead generation, whatever that is, that's the thing you don't love to do it while it's light or when you have energy. Now, Bruce, you will agree, I'm a night owl. So
You are.
even though I don't have the motivation maybe to work after 4:30 and sit in front of a computer, I could go work out when it's dark. I could go do that because I don't want to sit on a couch for 4 hours. So whatever works for you, and when you need to do whatever that is, when you have high energy, do it when you have high energy. Shift your routine.
Yeah. There was a quote that I ran across the other day by Mark Twain, and it was something about eating the frog. And the whole premise is, if you're going to eat a frog, do it early in the morning. If you're going to eat 2 frogs, eat the biggest one first. And it applies to your tasks or whatever you want to do. While you have the most energy, do whatever you need to do that's the hardest thing you're going to do that day first. And then everything
Right.
else will seem a little bit easier. And I think getting back to Kelly's plan, that's our motivation to go to work out. And for me, the morning works. It's an easy
Yeah, you
time
and
for
I
me
are
to get
very
up.
different.
We are different. Yeah.
You get up and go, and I'm like
Yeah. Yeah.
in the
But
morning.
it's still, but me going in the morning doesn't solve what Kelly was talking about, where it gets dark now at 4:30, 5 o'clock, and we're ready to shut down. Well, we can't sit in front of the TV for 5 hours now instead of an hour when it got dark at 8:30, 9 o'clock. So we have to change our mindset, our motivation, so that we don't continue to put on weight and get lethargic and our business suffers during this time. It should be a time that you start working your butt off because you have plenty of time to do the stuff that you need to do to plan and implement and set your goals and set your systems for the next number of months.
Well, you need to protect that energy. So move, get out, get up and do things. You've got to stay active, start eating better, making sure that you do maintain your energy. If you have huge lunch or you're working from home because it's cold and you don't want to go into your office and you're eating all day, that's probably not good. So eat good, high protein, good food that keeps your energy high. And definitely, you guys, this time of year, get enough sleep, which when it's dark, that's all you want to do. Oh, it's time for bed. But definitely just get enough sleep. That will help maintain your energy during the dark season here. So one other thing I read about staying in your routine or changing some of your routine up during this time of the year is making your workspace really cozy. Candles, maybe some music, warm lighting. I know that might work for some people. I could not do that because now I do want to snuggle up on the couch and watch Netflix. I mean, that's not going to motivate me to work, but I do understand the concept of making your work environment comfortable and a place where you want to be so that you're energized to be there or you want to be in that space. But warm lighting, candles. Hell no, not
That
for me.
that'll make you sleep. Let me guess. You asked ChatGPT about that, and that's what it came up
I did.
with. And if that's the case, we need to retrain ChatGPT on who we are, because
Well,
that
at
is
least
not who
who I
we.
am.
Yeah.
Again, that probably works for some
True.
people, but that does not work for me. But anyway,
Yeah.
so one of the other things you can think about when it's slow is working on your business. When we're in the heat of buyers and sellers and it's so crazy, we don't often have time to revamp our presentations and revamp some marketing where you need some downtime, right? So this is the perfect time of the year to really go through your business and look at, do I need to update photos? Do I need to update my presentations? What marketing stuff is starting to look old and tired? And now that I have some downtime, I can get in and work on my business in terms of revamping some of those things. I know this is probably your favorite time of year when it's quiet because you can get a lot done.
I I think the biggest thing that you and I do is spend a good amount of time figuring out what our goals are for next year. And they're and
Yep.
they're not just how many houses do you want to sell, what kind of production do you want, how many new clients do you want. It's goals of, oh, let's calendar our personal time. Let's
Mhm.
figure out what our marketing is going to be. Let's figure out how we're going to use AI better to save us more time so that we've got more time to work on what really brings in our business. We don't make a lot of phone calls, right? So how do we get out and be face to face with more people? How do we reach more people? In fact, we just showed a house yesterday to a lady that lives in Iowa, and she saw our video and she gave us a call. She Googled and gave us a call. So I read something this morning that said it's a slow time. Double down on what's been working. At least double down on that. And so those are
Mhm.
things you need to figure out right now. But this is this is the most important time to do it.
Yeah, every year we try to do our business planning October, November for the next year. And then, strategic planning. So not only the business planning side, in terms of setting our numbers, but strategic planning. What are the things that worked last year? What are the things that didn't? Let's get rid of those. Like you said, double down on what has worked. You mentioned doing videos. If you guys are doing videos or even just little shorts, what a great time to just batch content. You could be done with the first 6 months of the year by go into ChatGPT, come up with a content calendar for 52 weeks of videos and hammer a bunch of them out. You have 2, 3 days a week where I'm sure you've got a much slower schedule than you did all summer. Knock out, 10 videos a week. And boy, you could be way ahead of schedule and already be set for some of your content for the first half of the year, right?
Yeah.
Another thing is this is the time of year, and if every real estate agent who's watching this is being honest with themselves, we are cramming some continuing ed in right now because we have the time to do it. Perfect. Get online, do your classes. Our local association has their realtor rallies this slow time of the year because they know this is when we can go attend. And they'll have a full day of continuing ed where you can knock out half of your required continuing education credits that you need all in one day. So take advantage of doing that. And the flip side is if there's something that you want to learn or a new certification that you want to get, this is a great time to do that as well. You've got the time. You're not crazy with clients. So get online or go in person and get that certification or learn something new. I think the big thing is if you take the time when it slows down to invest back in your business, get the things done that you need to do, invest in yourself and get the certifications and the things you want to learn now, your future self is going to thank you for that. You're already going to be ahead of the game going into the busy time of next year. You'll already have all this done, which is awesome.
Also, staying connected with people, that's super important. I mean, everybody in our industry slows down this time of year. So reconnecting with agents that we have probably lost connection with because everybody was so busy over the summer, now is a great time. It's a great time to reconnect with your database. It's not just goal planning. It's reconnection with people. And
Yeah.
I think one of the things that you could do that I think is a brilliant idea is we've got the holidays coming up. how hard is it just to reach out by an email, a text, a phone call, and wish somebody happy holiday, especially
Yeah,
your
this is
database?
definitely the season for giving thanks, and we see a lot of agents do like pie giveaways, or this year we're doing a turkey ham bundle giveaway for our clients. So it's, it's a way to just say thank you for your business, reconnect like you said. I mean, this is a great season for doing those types of things. And honestly, if
Yeah.
COVID taught us nothing other than this one thing, I will guarantee you everybody thought isolation was good till they had to be isolated for so long, right? And I think that can take its toll. If you're staying inside, you don't want to go outside because it's cold or it's dark, that's going to take its toll on you. And your community does matter. You need to be in touch and connected and accountable to your community. So get out, like Bruce said. Well, call somebody, have coffee. Like, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while. I was so busy this summer, I didn't even get a chance to see how your business is doing, or if it's not a fellow realtor, it's just a friend. I was so busy this summer, we never got to get together. So let's grab coffee or lunch and just check in, right?
Yeah, exactly. And for us being trainers and mentors, so we have agents that we're responsible to. Part of our giving back, I think, is that we love to help agents get through their issues. And we know that we all have run into issues this last year with the market being as volatile as it was. And so we'll be spending a lot of our time reaching out to agents and finding out how their business is and just seeing where we can help them get better.
Yep.
What can we offer them that maybe they didn't think of, or maybe help them get back to the basics?
Yeah, for sure. The other thing is it's holiday season, so holiday parties, but you can focus on taking that holiday party twist and turning it into maybe a power hour with some lead agents in your area, or a Zoom mastermind with the agents that you aspire to or that you want to learn from. Get jumping on some of those and looking at, like, let's just do a quick get together, especially from different areas. We're in Rochester, Minnesota, and we're with eXp Realty, and there are some eXp agents in our area, but there are some eXp agents that are just an hour or two outside of our area that we like to collaborate with and mastermind with. So having some of those power hour get together happy hours where you can reconnect with some of those agents and you have a really good business minded, time together. You can coincide business and social and just reconnect with some of those bigger rooms that you want to get into. So,
Yeah, exactly.
okay. So one of the other things ChatGPT brought up, which I really love, is consistency over intensity when we get into this time of the year. So don't beat yourself up that you're not showing up to do the 10-hour grind in the middle of November or in the middle of December, because it's just human nature. We're all just taking deep breaths. We're all like, woo, let's breathe this time of year. Let's just recoup, get our energy back so that we're ready for the next busy season. That is human nature, and we all should be doing that. But don't beat yourself up. It's all about just showing up every day. So if you're just showing up for your business, for your work every day for a while, where you're putting some good intention in, that's all that really matters this time of year. Don't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And showing up for your business could be just what I mentioned before. It could be just making, you know, 3 calls or 3 video texts or 3 touches to 3 of your clients, right? If you've got 1,000
Right.
of them, it's going to last you the entire holiday season. And so don't make it big. Don't make your goal so huge that you're going to get tired after one day. Just reach out to
Right.
people. Be very consistent, like Kelly said, and be very honest and just very real when you talk to them about the holidays and let them
Mhm.
know that you care.
Yeah. It's really just about staying visible and just keeping that habit going of just showing up in your business, right? There's no time limit on it, but just stay in your groove, right? Someone throughout this time. So,
Yeah. Can can we take some time to rest? Can we take some of this time and go on vacation?
hmm honestly, this is
I
probably
mean,
when realtors take their vacation. Let's get out of town for a while. And for those of us that live in Minnesota, taking a vacation in the winter is a must. We go somewhere warm, we get out of the winter just to go into survival mode. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But
So I laugh because we were at dinner with one of my brothers last night who I haven't seen for months. We talked about taking a vacation, and I had told him that my daughter loves winter. And because we live in Minnesota, it's winter. And my winter vacation is not going farther north in the winter for colder, more snow. That's just not going to happen. Very seldom, probably in the winter, will my daughter and I be taking a vacation, although we are going to San Francisco in December. So that'll be a lot of fun.
mhm,
But
yeah.
again,
Well, that's
warmer
warmer.
vacation. Yeah, that is warmer. That's awesome. So
She's just a redhead and she's fair-skinned, so you're not finding her on a beach. Like, that's just not her
no.
idea of a vacation, so she loves the cooler temperatures, and I mean, that girl'd be snowboarding if she could, and in sweaters and jackets and boots, like, that's just her MO, and you and I are like, "We hate winter, let's get out of here, let's go somewhere warmer." So, it's
Yeah,
all relative.
exactly.
You do you. If you love winter, you're probably jazzed and you probably got more energy than anybody this time of year. If you love the holidays, embrace that. You can still be visible, even if business is slower. Go ring the bells for Salvation Army. Do volunteer work this time of year. There's a ton of places that need help. You can, like we said, host your own holiday party. You can stay visible in front of everybody so they're not thinking you're hibernating for 3 months. But if you hate winter and you want to get out of here for a couple weeks to a month, it's okay. You can give yourself permission to recharge in the way that you need to recharge. And this is the time of the year that you can take that time to do it.
Yep, agreed. And there
Okay.
was another thing that I read that you can't pour from an empty cup. So no one wants to work with a burned out agent. That's
I
right to
love that.
Kelly's point. Just do you and recharge. Find your way to recharge.
Yeah, I love that. Can't pour from an empty cup. So keep yours full. Love that. Okay. So we've talked about it. It's generally a slower time of year. Let's do a quick recap. Acknowledge it is the season. It's the season of giving. It's the slow season in real estate. So reconnect with your why you're doing this, what gives you personal joy and motivation as to we do what we do for real estate. Adjust your routines or your rhythms so that you're doing the tough stuff. You're eating that frog when you have the energy to eat the frog, right? Do that early and first. Stay connected with people, reconnect with fellow agents, friends, family, database, clients, because now we have the time to do that intentional connection versus when we're so busy. And then just use your time wisely. Rest, but then use your time to work on your business because you have the time to do that now versus when we're just going with clients. Okay.
So, okay, let me ask you this. If there's a takeaway from here, if there's one thing that somebody could do to move the needle, even just a little while our world slows down a little bit right now, what is it?
Yeah, honestly, if it's for me, I really try to look at all of my marketing stuff, all of what we're doing, and if any changes need to be done, that's what I'm working on right now in our business. Just take some time, even if it's an hour or two every day to just start revamping your marketing, your image, your brand. Make sure it's where you want it to be so that you start 2026 jumping off the blocks fast.
Yep.
What would you say?
Yep. For me, it's reconnecting with people, whether it be our clients or other agents that we've lost track of this year. My gauge for our business and how we're doing is chatting with other agents to see how they did or how they're doing right now. And we try to gauge our business off of agents that are highly successful. And also with reconnecting with our clients for the holiday season, there's an instant built-in message that we have a reason to contact them with. So that would be mine.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think we can end just challenging everyone who's watching this. What can you do in your own business to move the needle just a little bit further while it slows down? So think about that and put that into action. And so, with that, we can close with maybe a little warm and cozy note here. The market might be cooling off a little bit this time of year, but your momentum doesn't have to. Just know that we'll see you in next time. Hopefully, you'll be well rested. You'll be organized. You'll have put a bunch of time and energy into your business and working on your business, and you'll be ready to crush it once the new year starts and things pick up.
Absolutely. And thanks again, everybody, for watching our Married to Real Estate podcast. We really appreciate it, and we love spending time with you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, and we will see you on the next episode.
Take care and happy holidays.